Hello, my beloveds. So excited to be giving you the numerology energy update for November as we move into this beautiful month of the sacred 11. Boy, it's going to shift energy into a whole different place from October, which was the energy of the one, of new beginnings, of leadership, of being bold and courageous and leading your life into a new and higher frequency. That's been the energy of the one in October. But now, here's what's cool. Energy is changing all the time with every month that we experience. And many different intuitive people talk about this in terms of how they see this energy. I always see it through the numbers. And so that's what I'm sharing with you today. And 11 is the number of the universal number of of the month of November. And so what does that 11 mean for us? Well, first of all, it's often called the number of being the path of divine partnership and carrying the light for others. That's the energy of the 11. So, and it's also the first of the sacred double master numbers in numerology. It's a frequency so high that it carries both great light and great challenge. And that's the thing, people here on earth, as we know, nothing is ever all good, all bad, all light, all dark. There's always an interplay. And 11 brings with it its gifts and its challenges, just like all the other numbers. But 11 is known as a spiritual messenger, an illuminator, and the bridge between heaven and earth. I love that. The bridge between heaven and earth. If you think about November, being this sense that we are walking the bridge between heaven and earth. I mean, that's a little scary maybe sometimes in November, but it's also illuminating if we keep trusting that this bridge is our purpose and that we are moving towards the divine. 11 is the number of inspiration, intuition, and illumination. What could be better than that? Inspiration, intuition, and illumination. So expect those parts of yourself, your gifts, to shine more brightly and use the energy of November to own those parts of yourself more than ever. 11 is the number for old souls awakening, meaning if you've come into this life on a very accelerated path and you really wanted to be a consciousness shifter here and shine your spiritual light in this dark and conflicted world, 11 helps you do that. It's kind of like the flashlight put in your hand as you walk through the earth world. And every time you see the number 11 or the numbers 1111 repeatedly, it's the angels and your higher self reminding you, hey, you are the light. You are being called to awaken and serve. Don't look to others to save you. Step up. You are being called to awaken. And the spiritual meaning of 11 through sacred numerology, I always teach in my numerology classes and my workbook that every double number, every master number carries the vibration of the single digit that it's next to. So 11 is the higher octave of the number 2. And if you want to understand more about what that means, it's in my Sacred Numerology workbook that's on Amazon. I also have many free videos on my YouTube channel about how to understand the numbers. But 11 is the higher frequency, 2 is the base frequency of it, meaning the grounded frequency. And that 2 is all about harmony, love, balance, intuition, partnership. That's an important thing to remember. Your partnerships, relationships, friendships, love affairs are more powerful and more connected than ever in the month of November. So use that energy to heal whatever relationships need healing, or to heal your relationship with the divine, if that is the relationship you need to heal. 11 also represents the sacred marriage of your ego, your lower human self, to your higher self, your soul. I'm always talking about how we walk this earth world enmeshed in our ego human viewpoint, but to really wake up, we have to also open up to our soul's understanding of this journey, our higher self. So 11 represents the merging of those two pieces of ourself, which is so important. We're all going to achieve ascension in November if we choose to merge our higher self with our more human self, the 11 with the 2. And the 11 energy is, it's supposed to be balanced within us. And I say this as a cautionary tale. If you are hypersensitive, as I think every accelerated soul is, and you have the 11 in your path as your path number, or even as your pinnacle number or your personal year number, it means that you're super sensitive to energy around you and to the channel of the divine guidance, but you have to balance that within you, because if it gets unbalanced, it can put you in an emotional state of, almost over anxious, you can be paranoid by your sensitivity if you allow it to get out of balance, almost as if you're holding more light than you can contain. So here's what I want you to do if you are deeply sensitive and connected to that number 11 in November. I want you to really take time to be healthy in your body, eat right, avoid sugar because it throws your nervous system off. Stay away from alcohol and drugs, of course, because that throws your nervous system off. Really ground yourself in your health and well-being in the physical world. Get up early, meditate, exercise, read inspiring books, so that as this high frequency of the 11 sensitivity pours through you in November, you are stable with it. You're not going to let it take you into a realm of paranoia or anxiety or fear. Our nervous systems in our bodies are very important. We have to regulate them because they are the container for our energy that we're carrying. So in November, the mantra to follow is, I am making healthy choices for my body so that I can walk through this high energy of November. And I love that I looked up some biblical references to the number 11 and some symbolism. And in the sacred texts, the number 11 often appears as a time of deep spiritual transition. So, for example, in Genesis, Joseph was the 11th son, and he was known as the special one, the dreamer, the divine messenger, the carrier of the brightest light. And of course, that came with its own challenges, if you know the story of Joseph. And in Revelation, 11 symbolizes the chaos right before the spiritual awakening. And what that means to me is the chaos of downloading so much intuitive guidance and feeling the energy of the world and trying to understand how to move through your physical life with all of that awakening happening inside of you. And that's the 11. The 11 is the bridge, like we said, between chaos and illumination. It is the number that transforms confusion into divine clarity. It's considered the gateway number. Many people think of 1111 as an angelic code, a portal of awakening. When you pause at 1111 and look at the clock and it's telling you 1111, take a moment to breathe into that sacred awareness that you're being called to align with your soul's greatest mission. The angels use this number to whisper to you, remember who you are, a being of light here on earth to raise consciousness. And remember, the root number 2 of the 11 is the peacemaker. It's the grounding of that high energy with the light of cooperation and love on earth. 2 teaches us partnership, patience, diplomacy, emotional intelligence, all those things that make us good with people. That comes from the energy of the 2, which is the more grounded part of the 11. And this asks us to listen deeply to others on earth and to our own divine guidance. It is a path of divine feminine wisdom, you could call it, receptive, nurturing, and intuitive. So while 11 opens the portal to the divine, 2 teaches us how to walk it gently in harmony with others on earth. And together they form the perfect balance of light and love, the visionary and the peacemaker. And when 11 is your birth path, it's a very important message to your soul that it's not going to be an ordinary life, that you are being called to trust your intuition, listen to the divine nudges that come your way, and step into your own version of spiritual leadership. And you have to remember, you've got to ground your light, ground your sensitivity through love, compassion, and service. So our affirmation in the 11 is, I am a vessel for divine light. I balance heaven and earth within me. My intuition guides me to peace and purpose. This is the affirmation I want you to carry with you in the month of November, no matter how super sensitive you may feel or how you may sense that you're on that bridge between the physical and the divine. Trust the bridge to carry you and step into that 1111 doorway of radiant light. Feel the angels surrounding you, awakening your higher vision. Allow that sensitivity to guide you and don't be afraid of it. Remember, you're the light bearer, the divine messenger. So your sensitivity is sacred. It's never a weakness. And when you know how to balance it in your body and your nervous system, it's the greatest gift of all. So we're going to honor the 11 and the 2 as we walk into November. And we're going to trust that we're carrying the illuminated heart of the new earth forward in the month of November. Thank you so much. Many, many blessings.